think the fans think like that as well?
I hope so. Maybe not as energetic as I feel right now, but you know, hopefully, I would love for it if people got the same energy from our music, listening to that I do from listening to the music that I like as much. And if you listen to a lot of people who wants to ridicule Hammerfall, and even in Norway, shame on you. No, but
you like black metal, you know.
Yeah, I know. but you know, but just because we have an image that was based a lot on fighting, and we had a song once called "The Dragon Likes Bleeding." Then every song that we do after that, of course, has to do with dragons. You know, that's a given.
Just fantasy lyrics.
Yeah. So, and the funny thing is that song didn't even have anything to do with the actual dragon. It was a metaphor. But it's, you know, people don't read into that if they don't want to. But the point is, we have had castles on stage, and so we and of course no self-respecting metalhead can appreciate that, obviously. So then we got a lot of shit for that, and this warrior metal or whatever thing. And of course our Hector, the guy on our covers, is very important in that part of that as well. But people in general see just things for what they are on the surface instead of taking the time and checking out what they really are. And if you read the lyrics of Hammerfall over the years, a lot of them has to do with fighting, but it's not an actual battle all the time. You know, you could actually use your mind and interpret the lyrics a little bit, and you see it has to do with fighting for your beliefs, not smashing the head in of an opponent. You know, just fighting for what you believe in and following your dreams. That is the general subject that we have on every album.
But it's an easy thing for people who not know anything about Hammerfall, just to point out the one lyric line that reads fighting or something, and just go for that.
Out of context, anything can be interpreted in a certain way if you want to.
Some people in Norway actually do like it.
Well, we played here. It's always great playing.
Yeah.
You know, and now as well, the last couple of years, it's been a younger audience. There wasn't in the early 2000s. There was not very many young people.
No.
But they've come now, and I think that's great.
Yeah. Metal is bigger in Norway than ever. You know?
It's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. Back to to Hammerfall then. About I wonder what drives you forward to make another Hammerfall track. Having in mind that the songs are easily recognizable as Hammerfall, I think that, especially on the last album, but also on the other albums, that you manage to differ the songs from track to track, but it feels like Hammerfall all the way. Of course, it's like the first note, Hammerfall. It's so significant. So how is your, now I'm going to write another Hammerfall track. How is your mood then?
It's
I never thought, let's write another Hammerfall song.
No, I don't ever thought about it that way. The thing is, this started for me as a songwriter around with Crimson Thunder actually. That's when we started to realize that we're not writing 10 songs. We're writing an album, you know, and that's. We Hammerfall for me always have been a heavy metal band, nothing less. And as you know, again, back in the middle of the 90s, heavy metal was a really bad word. And this is what we were, so we went the other way. You know, we boldly proclaimed that we were heavy metal, you know, because that was annoying to people, you know. But for me, this is always a heavy metal band, and within the heavy metal music, you can do so much. And that's what we're trying to do, you know, incorporate elements in the music that still is Hammerfall, but makes every song unique from each other. Like on the first 3 albums, there was a lot of fast songs that were quite similar to each other, which, I mean, I like them, but I think now we have learned how to write an album. Like, if you take Iron Maiden as a good example, The Number of the Beast, the album, has a couple of fantastic songs. They're just unbelievably good, like Hello Be, My Name, and Number of the Beast itself. And you know, it's a couple of them. Half of them are really, really, really good. Then the other half are like Gangland and Prisoners. Well, okay, they're not bad, but there's nothing wrong with them, but they are certainly not on the same level as the other ones.
No.
And then you take an album like Somewhere in Time, for example, which features fantastic songs all the way through. Maybe none of them are as good as Hallowed Be Thy Name. Maybe not. You know, that's always up for debate. But but you know, the Number of the Beast album is like this.
Yeah.
And whereas the other one is almost up here, but all the time. And I think that is much harder to write. And with the new album, that is something that we have achieved now, in my opinion. I think always the same way after releasing a new album, but when I look back on Threshold, well, Threshold is a little bit different because that was also that's the album before this one. Maybe that is a little bit more streamlined in terms. These songs on the new album, they are separated from each other a little bit more. And that is, I think, how we have learned to do what we do. You know, after 12 years, you would be an idiot if you didn't pick up some pointers along the line, if you didn't learn anything. And that's, I think, why I'm so happy with this album, is because, like what Fredrik said before, all of the songs, we could easily play any of the songs live.
Yeah. And
I don't think we had that feeling before after recording the album. So it's a unique feeling, which makes me think that we did something. We succeeded with what we set out for this time.